Farrell, and the player making way is going to be Horgan. Their free taker, Patrick Horgan, taken off. Clearly they've decided he hasn't done enough in open play, and they need to look at an alternative. Up here as far as Michael Breen. Has Calnan waiting inside. Breen goes for it himself. Doesn't need anybody else. Well, he might have... oh, it's got to be Hawkeye. They're not sure.
I imagine that should have been a fairly straightforward one for the umpires.
Is that about 4 times we've used Hawkeye?
3, I think.
3, 4? All right, let's see whether Michael Breen's attempt at a point there produces anything.
Yeah, Barry Kelly has the notebook. I think he's confident it was a score, but you mentioned Michael Breen a few times. That's a big strength of his, being able to beat a man and move up on the outside. He's great pace.
I think it's outside. It's Neil. Stays 16-9. Still 7 between them. .54 minutes gone. 16 to go. Down towards Luke O'Farrell. Back straight out again. It comes back out to Michael Breen. Strongly built fellow. Trying to hand pass it away. Coming under great pressure there from Brian Lawton. Still they work it out. Brendan Maher this time. Into the middle of the field. From McCormack back as far as Paddy Maher. Then back up into the forwards. Killian Burke watches that one and it goes off his stick and it's gone for a second 65.
Yeah, John McGrath there again, you know, showing great maturity for a young player. Just shadowed his man, didn't jump in on him, forced him to make the mistake and out for the 65. And just a little bit more urgency about Tipperary again now.
Here's Patrick Bonner-Maher coming on, and the player who's going off is going to be Sean Curran. Well, that is maybe the difference, being able to bring on the likes of Jason Ford and Bonner-Maher, and there are others as well who can make an impact. Seamus Calnan missed the last 65, so it's John O'Dwyer's turn now. Got 6 points in the first half. 2 of those were from frees. And this one sweeps in and sweeps over the bar. The very, very good shot by John O'Dwyer. As Michael Duggan has been saying, free taking today is a very, very difficult practice.
He makes it look so easy though, Joe. He's so graceful, his striking is so good and pure, and he made that look very, very easy.
Pressure back on the Tipperary backs once again. Harnedy comes in, so too does Lee Hahn. Finally it's Luke O'Farrell. He'll have been bitterly disappointed not to have been selected. Finally gets that ball in there. Bill Cooper couldn't make the contact, and down there went Paddy Maher. Quickly taken the puck out as far as Ronan Maher. Under a quarter of an hour to go. Tipperary holding all of the aces, even though Cork have put on a very, very good spurt during the opening 15-16 minutes of the second half. Once again a free awarded. Once again it will be Seamus Calnan who's coming out to take it.
See Mark Ellis there very annoyed. He felt Bubbles was holding his hurl and just dropped to the ground. Clever play, I would call it.
Well, of course the Cork defence had to be rejigged somewhat this year because of the fact that Stephen MacDonald has been out with a fractured arm. He would have been playing fullback. He would have been marking Seamus Calnan this afternoon. Calnan with 5 points, 1 in the second half so far. And this is another one. So Michael Ryan will be a good deal more pleased with the way things have gone. They're 9 points in front at this stage. Surely they can't lose it from here. Seamus Harnedy. Way beyond Alan Cadigan, is going to go chasing after this one with Mickey Cahill. Cahill scampers back to Paddy Maher, shouldered in the back I think, and the referee concurs it's going to be a free to Tipperary. It was 14-5 at half time, so 4 extra points for Tipperary. TJ Ryan there. The Limerick manager looking at future opponents in a few weeks' time.
They're all here today. Derek McGrath, Brian Cody, Don Logue, David Fitz.
Some collection of wonderful managerial talent. Cork will be making another change in a few minutes' time. Right now they are dealing with this latest Tipperary attack. Aidan Walsh watching as Lorcan McLaughlin feeds it back to Chris Joyce. Under pressure, gets enough on it, down towards Luke O'Farrell, but he can't keep the ball in play. And the next player to come in for Cork will be John Cronin, who's a midfield player from Lisgould, played in the league. And he's going to replace Bill Cooper. So a championship debut for John Cronin. Line ball to be taken by Brendan Maher. Dan McCormack couldn't hold on to it. Back there went Lorcan McLaughlin. Free to Cork. McLaughlin takes it himself. And cut out well here by Mickey Cahill. Came under pressure then from Harnedy. Then it's Paddy Maher. Back out as far as his namesake, Brendan Maher. 4 Mahers on the field right now, all playing for Tipperary. And that is John McGrath. And McGrath has driven it away to the left-hand side and missed the opportunity. That's 10 wides now for Tipperary. It's a lot, but they have a decent advantage here, 9 points in front. Unlikely to be caught with just over 10 minutes of the 70 still to be played. And that's looked the position for a long way back. Had Cork been able to get it to within 6 points, you never know what might have happened when they had that 20-metre free, not all that terribly long ago, and Patrick Horgan went for a goal. You can understand why he did so, but it didn't work out. James Barry under pressure. Paddy Maher able to look up and see who's in space, who's waiting. The man who's waiting is Seamus Kennedy, footballer come hurler. Back to Brendan Maher. Up into the air. Bonner is going to be required to bring this one down, which of course he does with his usual determination. And then the referee saw a foul committed.
Yeah, he gave a little advantage. Looking at Pádraig Maher again there, what an exhibition he's given there today. He's reading, he's covering the game in the air. On a bad day, he's made no mistake, dropped no ball. He's been absolutely brilliant.
Well, he's been all of that, a real leader. That's maybe the thing. Tipperary have had leaders out there who know how to win tough championship matches.
Absolutely. Well, the biggest disappointment for me is Cork have a great forward line, I think, on their day, and when you played the sweeper system, you were taking away one of their forwards, and we didn't see the likes of Seamus Harnedy, Conor Lahan, Bill Cooper, you know, on the ball enough for my liking, and you know, none of them have played. Tad Horgan gone off. They're great players who just hadn't enough possession to show it today.
Seamus Calden once again taking responsibility for this. It's easy right now when there is no real pressure and you're able to open up a 10-point gap with a 7th point this afternoon. James Harnedy couldn't get to it. Lee Hahn trying to roll it up onto a stick, but there are too many backs there. Lee Hahn still pressurising the shoulder there, coming in on Cathal Barrett, and the referee blows his whistle. I think he's indicated it's going to be a free in any case before it hots up. And as the players are just getting hot and anxious, let's...
We've just watched John Cronin here, number 25, just came in with a stroke there.
He did.
That was a wild stroke, and depends on the referee saw it.
The referee is having words with his umpires right now just to confirm that they had a view of that and what they've made of it. Let's have a word with Anthony Daly. Anthony?
Yeah, Ger, sure, it's a pretty miserable day down here. I'm not trying to dampen the whole thing, but we're damp down here on the sideline.
Are you wet, Dalo?
We're nice and wet, Mikey, at this stage. I'll tell you, I don't mind being up there where
That's
you
the
are.
place for you.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'd rather be playing. But no, look, it's just, I think, a bit like last night, Wexford came with a small bit after half-time, fired up, obviously, by the dressing room chat, and... you know, got a bit of a chance. Conor McDonald missed the goal and didn't come. Cork the same with the chance from the 21. You know, maybe take the point, bring it back to 6. And Tipp have just eased on now, and what they've been able to bring off the bench has been just, you know, way ahead of what Cork have been able to bring on, to be honest.
Michael Diagna will be down with a hot water bottle very shortly.
Whiskey John.
This is taken by William Egan, batted back out again. Alan Cadigan tried to come to it. There was a yellow card there, as you saw, for John Cronin for that foul stroke. Aidan Walsh, again slipping and sliding. They're being forced back even more. Lochar McLaughlin chased by Dan McCormack. Harnedy would love to get among the scores. Hasn't scored so far today, but he's put that right. It's come very, very late in the game, in the 64th minute. Tipperary with Niall O'Mara coming on now, and it'll be John Bubbles O'Dwyer who'll make way. 19-10.
Yeah, another experienced campaigner, Niall O'Mara, coming on. Bubbles O'Dwyer, what a game he's had today, particularly in the first half. When the game was in the melting pot, I suppose he was outstanding, and giving him a little break now. 7
points he's got this afternoon. Wonderful play by the Killinall man, who's playing his 13th championship match here at Semple Stadium in this quarter-final of the Munster Championship.
I think Kieran Bergen has gone in there as well during the middle of the field for Michael Breen.
Yep,
that's the ball.
That's the fourth substitution. Late in the game, 5 minutes, a little more to go. Tipp come once again. John McGrath. And that's gifted away by Dan McCormack to Aidan Walsh, but they can recover and win it back once again and set about their business with John McGrath worming his way past three defenders. In the end, the referee says you foul the ball and it's going to be a free to Cork.
One of my pet hates, I think, he was trying to play away, lovely bit of skill there and footwork, and he was trying to play the ball, not much on, gets held up, he's looking around, I don't know. I just think refs are too quick to try to blow for the 4 steps.
Nash hits it. Harnedy tries to double on it. Back out once again to Paddy Maher. What a match he has played. Here's Jason Ford. To a Cork player. Taken down well here. Into Luke O'Farrell. That pass from William Egan. On towards John Cronin. Cronin lost his stick, gives the hand pass out to Alan Cadigan. And the Douglas man is hoping to curl this one in, but fails to do so. But the referee's bringing the play back. And it's going to be a free in.
Yeah, that's a good application. I love the advantage rule. I think it allows the thing to develop, but it's great it can be brought back then when nothing accrues from it. And so they clearly see a foul here. The referee calls it back.
It's not going to make a very measurable difference to the overall picture. 19-10 sounds like a bad year. It's going to be Lee Hahn who's taking it. 30 metres out. Gap is 8 points. Second point for Conor Lee Hahn. He's taken over the free taking from Patrick Horgan, who's now sitting on the bench. 66 minutes in.
And one of the great sights to me, championship hurling, is goals. We never saw a goal. There wasn't even a shot on goal today. Absolutely dreadful. I loved that excitement. The ball being stuck in the net here below Thurles, and no one even had a shot on goal today.
William Egan. In fact, it's Joyce, another player with a green helmet. It comes, gives it out as far as Brian Lawton. Back out to Conor Lee Hahn. Lots of gaps now. Tipp taking a little rest. Now they come out to challenge. Cathal Barrett in by Lee Hahn. The hand rising up for it there was Mickey Cahill. Towards Bonner-Marr. Good block by William Egan. But Bonner-Marr managed to get it forward as far as Dan McCormack. How he'd love to score. Feeding it inside once again. Niall O'Mara, back out it comes as far as Jason Ford. And Jason Ford duly slots it over the bar and between the uprights.
Yeah,
point for him.
Been very impressed with the teamwork of the Tipp forwards. They're giving the ball to the man in the better position all the time. We saw John McGrath, Noel McGrath throughout the game. Again, there, Niall O'Mara just come on as a sub. You think he'd have a shot himself. No, take the man in the better position and Jason Ford over the bar.
Luke O'Farrell. Well, it's long range shooting at this stage. Gets a point, gets a little cheer as well from the Cork fans who are still here. They travelled in big numbers. They'll be bitterly disappointed. They fear the worst, and the worst really has happened. They put on a big effort in the second half, but really they were so far behind, 9 points behind at half-time. It was always pretty much a lost cause. That's handled by by Cormac Murphy down as far as William Egan. Brian Lawton. Cormac Murphy once again. Played well all through this game, at least gave it a big go. Back into Luke O'Farrell. Shows his willingness to still try. Back out to Alan Cadigan, 2 points from play. And he's now got a third. Cork's top scorer from play. 2013.
No, I definitely think there's a spark in this forward line for Cork. It's a bit depressing for me to look back up the field and see a sweeper still there for the Cork team, and they're 7 points down with a couple of minutes to go.
I thought they had abandoned it, but they haven't. You're right, it's still there. Mickey Cahill. And here is that sweeper. Seemed like he took a little siesta and was doing other things earlier on. Might as well have been, because he's given that ball away to Dan McCormack. Inside towards John McGrath, back out towards Egan again. Handled by Joyce. Slipped the hand pass back to Killian Burke. Down as far as Alan Cadigan. Inside towards Harnedy. Fed back here all the way as far as Brian Lawton, who's scored already. Trying to cut inside. Overdoing it now, really. Might have had a shot a little while ago. Instead, it is another substitute, John Cronin. Looks like they're aiming to try and get a goal for themselves. They got a free instead. It was Seamus Harnedy who went after that willingly, but it was the foul earlier on there by Ronan Marr on John Cronin that has produced a free. 20 metres out, Lee Hahn will take it. In the 70th minute, there'll be 3 minutes of added time, but his team is heading for the qualifiers. He knows that. Take it short. Luke O'Farrell blasts it. Lee Hahn comes after it and drives it to the left and misses the opportunity. They had a go, they tried to do something different, it didn't quite work out. They remain 7 points behind.
Yeah, you can't blame them at this stage. Good quick thinking. Luke O'Farrell, a good shot, but Darren Gleeson has been very comfortable all day, got out in front of him there. And just going back to that free, Pat Horgan would have brought it back to 6. They were well on top. That would have been their 5th point in a row at that stage. I think that was a big turning point in this game, and it was a mistake.
Killian Burke. Mark Ellis struggling to get some purchase on that ball, back as far as Lorcan McLaughlin. Driven in once again here towards Lee Hahn. Got a good leap on it, but so too did Cathal Barrett. Back out as far as Seamus Kennedy. He'll be looking forward to the Munster semi-final, which will be Limerick against Tipperary. Cork will be in the qualifiers like Wexford last night. That we can be sure of. We're in now the first minute, nearly second minute of added time. Dan McCormack feeding it back here. Back it comes, and that's Bergen. And Kieran Bergen also manages to get among the scorers this afternoon. And it's 21 points to 13. Ronan Marr. Niall O'Mara back in towards Dan McCormack. Got 2 points against Cork when he came on as a sub in the league. This time towards Calnan. No goal so far. Seamus Callan's effort stopped at the near post by Anthony Nash. 1 more minute of added time to be played before Tipp can celebrate and Cork will be taken out of their misery. Seamus Kennedy. That's Jason Ford. Tricky angle. A little too tricky on this occasion. 11 wides, something to work on. There were 9 wides for Cork. But their team, well beaten this afternoon. Pat Ryan there, selector on the right-hand side. So now they've got to build and develop the side and look for the qualifiers and see what happens there. Into Seamus Callanan. Outside the 45-metre line. Will he finish on a score here? He certainly will, and he'll send the Tipperary fans home happy with his 8th point of the afternoon.
Another great score, Ger. Brilliant ball in there from Brendan Maher, and just a movement of Seamus Callanan again. Beautiful strike, and a lot of Tipperary people talked to him before, weren't sure what sort of form he was in. As I said, he hadn't hurled much during the league, but absolutely fantastic today.
Mickey Cahill taking it out here. And they're just counting down the time, the fans at this stage, as that ball has gone away, drifted to the left-hand side. But Tipperary have been the masters, they've been the better team. That's been self-evident from the very word go here. Cork's plan was to try this sweeper system. Tipp had better ideas, better players. They were 9 ahead at half-time. They've won by 9. They're heading for the Munster semi-final. They've beaten Cork here in Semple Stadium. Victory for Michael Ryan and his team, and it is finished here at Semple Stadium this afternoon. Tipperary winning on a winning score of 22 points to Cork's 13. We'll have plenty to talk about this game very shortly when we come back.